Are you tired of feeling like you'll never get ahead financially? Do you work long hours but feel like the money slips away before you can enjoy life? Or maybe you're waiting for a miracle, like a lottery win, a sudden inheritance, or the perfect investment tip. The truth is, those shortcuts almost never lead to lasting wealth. Here on The Passive Path, we believe real prosperity comes from consistent, practical steps that anyone can follow. You don't need a windfall to build wealth. You need discipline, small daily actions, and the courage to start now. Today we're going to break down how common money myths keep people stuck and what you can do differently to create a life of financial freedom. Let's start with the myth of easy money. You've seen the stories: someone wins the lottery, collects millions, and within a few years they're broke. Or a person inherits a fortune only to spend it recklessly until it's gone. The pattern repeats over and over. Why does this happen? Because wealth that comes without effort usually disappears without effort. Money that isn't earned through discipline and planning doesn't teach you how to manage it. And without those skills, the wealth fades fast. In North America, the average lottery winner goes bankrupt within 5 years. That's not a coincidence. It's proof that easy money doesn't last. Think about the quick rich trends we see every few years. From penny stocks to meme coins, people jump in hoping for overnight gains. Some get lucky for a moment, but most end up losing everything when the hype fades. Wealth built slowly, on the other hand, tends to stay. Because every dollar earned and invested through effort carries a lesson. You learn how to budget, you learn how to save, you learn how to resist impulse. Those lessons build a foundation no sudden windfall can replace. Imagine two friends. One puts $20 a week into a simple index fund starting at age 25. The other waits until 40 to start but invests larger chunks only when the market looks hot. By retirement, the consistent saver has far more wealth than the late starter chasing trends. Consistency beats luck every time. So if you've been hoping for a shortcut to wealth, it's time to let go of that dream. Easy money won't solve your financial struggles. In fact, it will likely create bigger ones. The real path to prosperity is slower, steadier, and much more rewarding because it gives you skills, confidence, and control over your financial life. If shortcuts don't work, then what does? The answer lies in how many seeds you plant. Think of your money and your time as seeds. The more seeds you plant, the more chances you give yourself to grow something valuable. Some seeds will sprout quickly, others will take years. Some may never grow at all, but if you only plant one seed, you limit your future before it even begins. In today's economy, planting seeds can take many forms. It might be starting a side hustle. It might be learning a new skill. It might be building relationships that open doors later. Every seed counts. Picture someone driving for a rideshare service on weekends. At first, it seems like a small way to earn extra cash, but one rider is a small business owner who offers advice. Another works in real estate and shares market insights. That driver walks away with knowledge, connections, and sometimes opportunities they never expected. The money is useful, but the seeds of connection are worth even more. Or think of the person who starts renting out a spare room on Airbnb. It begins as a small way to cover the mortgage. Soon they learn about hospitality, marketing, and property management. Those skills grow into a business managing multiple rentals. One small seed turned into an entire field of income. Knowledge itself is a seed. Every book you read, every podcast you listen to, every course you take adds to your soil of opportunity. It may not pay off immediately, but over time it can change your life. Connections are seeds too. The more people you meet, the more doors you can open. Networking is not about collecting business cards. It's about building genuine relationships where trust and value flow both ways. Sometimes the person you meet today plants the seed for your breakthrough 5 years from now. Seeds are everywhere if you're willing to recognize them. You might feel like you don't have much to work with right now, but look closely. You may already have knowledge others want. You may already have time you can trade for skills. You may already know people who can connect you to opportunities. The mistake most people make is waiting for the perfect seed. They pass up the small ones because they don't look impressive. But small seeds often grow into the strongest trees. The habit of planting consistently matters more than the size of each seed. You don't need certainty about which seed will grow. You just need to keep planting. Because while you can't predict which one will thrive, you can guarantee nothing will grow if you never start. So the real question isn't whether you have the perfect opportunity. The real question is whether you're planting enough seeds to give yourself a chance. If seeds are so powerful, why do so many people still hold back from planting them? Do you like this personality? Many people hold back because they're waiting for the perfect moment. They think once the market stabilizes, they'll invest. They think once they pay off every debt, they'll start saving. They think once they finish school, they'll chase their dream, but the perfect moment never comes. Life always has uncertainty. The stock market always has ups and downs. The job market always has risks. There's always a reason to wait, and waiting keeps you stuck. Think about buying a house. Some people wait for the perfect time, when prices will fall and rates will drop. Years pass, prices rise instead. The money they saved loses value to inflation, and they realize waiting costs them more than acting. Or think about investing. Someone waits for the market to dip so they can buy low, but when it finally dips, fear stops them again. Then it rises, and they regret not acting sooner. The cycle repeats, and their money never grows. The same happens with career moves. People wait for the perfect time to leave a job they hate. They think they need one more certificate, one more year of experience, one more safety net. Meanwhile, years go by and their life doesn't change. The truth is, conditions will never be perfect. You don't need perfect conditions to start. You just need to start small. Start with what you can do today. Save $50. Take one online course. Reach out to one new connection. Each small step moves you forward. Fear will always whisper that you're not ready, but action builds confidence. Once you take the first step, the second becomes easier. Momentum grows, and what felt impossible becomes manageable. Waiting for perfect conditions is just another form of procrastination. And procrastination is the enemy of progress. If you keep waiting for the clouds to clear, you'll never plant anything. And if you never plant, you'll never harvest. So stop waiting for tomorrow. Tomorrow isn't guaranteed. What you do today sets the stage for your future. But what about the opposite problem? What about the people who never wait, who act too quickly and end up in trouble? Acting without a plan can be just as damaging as waiting too long. Some people jump into opportunities because they're afraid of missing out. They invest in whatever is trending without research. They join business ventures with strangers after one conversation. They rush, hoping speed will make them rich. This impatience often ends in financial pain. Think about pyramid schemes. They promise quick profits and glamorous lifestyles. People rush in, excited by the idea of fast money, then the scheme collapses, leaving them with nothing. Or consider meme stocks and viral crypto coins. Many rushed in when prices soared. Few asked if the fundamentals made sense. When the bubble burst, savings vanished overnight. Acting without a plan doesn't just risk your money, it risks your time, energy, and reputation. A rushed decision can trap you in debt, lawsuits, or failed partnerships. And cleaning up the mess takes far longer than taking time to plan in the first place. Planning doesn't mean overthinking. It means doing basic research. It means asking hard questions before saying yes. It means testing small before going big. Imagine two friends starting businesses. One spends a weekend designing a logo and launches right away. The other spends time researching the market, talking to customers, and building a budget. The first friend burns out in 6 months. The second grows steadily for years. Speed feels exciting, but planning builds endurance. A good plan doesn't guarantee success, but it greatly increases your odds. It protects you from scams. It keeps you from rushing into partnerships that don't serve you. It gives you a roadmap so you know where you're heading and why. Acting too slowly keeps you stuck. Acting too quickly tears down what you've built. The goal is balance. Start before you feel ready, but take time to plan before going all in. So if balance is the key, what does real lasting wealth actually look like when done right? Real wealth isn't just about numbers in a bank account. It's about building a life you actually want to live. Money should serve you, not control you. If your wealth brings only stress and exhaustion, it isn't real freedom. Consider two people. One is a doctor making $300,000 a year. They work 80 hours a week, barely see their family, and feel chained to their job. The money is high, but the quality of life is low. The other is a teacher who started investing early. They lived below their means, saved consistently, and built passive income streams. By 50, they have enough to retire comfortably. Their income is lower, but their freedom is greater. That's real wealth. Wealth without peace is just another burden. The goal isn't to chase the biggest paycheck. The goal is to create stability, freedom, and choice. True wealth allows you to spend time with your family. Take care of your health. Support causes you care about. Handle emergencies without fear. Retire with dignity and comfort. It doesn't mean life will be free of challenges. You'll still face job changes, recessions, and unexpected expenses. But real wealth cushions you from those shocks. It turns crises into manageable bumps instead of disasters. Many people confuse discomfort with pain. Discomfort is temporary struggle while you grow. Pain is destruction that drains your life. Wealth built with patience and discipline may bring discomfort at times, but it doesn't bring lasting pain. Real prosperity comes when your money supports your life goals instead of dictating them. That balance comes from obeying consistent financial principles, whether rooted in faith, discipline, or proven strategy. And when you put these lessons into practice, the rewards multiply. You're no longer chasing money, you're directing it. You're no longer working for every dollar, your dollars start working for you. So how do you put all of these lessons together into one practical roadmap you can follow? The roadmap to lasting wealth is simple, but it requires commitment. It's not about chasing the next big thing. It's about building steady habits that compound over time. Step 1 is building an emergency fund. Start by saving at least $1,000 as fast as you can. Then work toward covering 3 to 6 months of expenses. This fund protects you from falling into debt when life surprises you. Step 2 is paying off high-interest debt. Credit cards and payday loans eat away at your future. Make a list of what you owe. Attack the smallest balance first, or the highest interest rate first. Celebrate each debt you eliminate. Step 3 is starting to invest consistently. Don't wait until you feel wealthy. Start now, even with small amounts. Use retirement accounts like a 401k or IRA if you're in the United States. Automate contributions so you invest without thinking. Consistency beats timing every time. Step 4 is creating one income stream outside your job. This could be a side hustle, rental property, dividend stocks, or digital products. The goal is not to get rich overnight. The goal is to reduce your dependence on a single paycheck. Step 5 is improving your financial literacy. Read books on personal finance. Follow credible sources. Join communities like The Passive Path, where we break down wealth building into clear, simple steps. The more you learn, the better your decisions become. Step 6 is protecting what you build. Get proper insurance. Write a will. Avoid risky investments that promise quick returns. Protecting your wealth is just as important as growing it. And step 7 is living below your means. Wealth comes from the gap between what you earn and what you spend. If you always spend everything, you'll never get ahead. If you save and invest the difference, your future becomes brighter every year. This roadmap doesn't depend on luck. It doesn't depend on perfect timing. It doesn't depend on shortcuts. It depends on you making steady, consistent choices that compound into freedom. So what happens when you commit to this path? When you commit to this path, your relationship with money changes. You stop chasing it and start controlling it. You stop fearing bills and start planning for opportunities. You stop living paycheck to paycheck and start building freedom. At first, the progress feels small. Your emergency fund grows by a few $100s. Your debts shrink little by little. Your first investments don't seem like much, but over time, those small steps build into real momentum. 5 years from now, you could have no debt, a strong emergency fund, and thousands invested. 10 years from now, you could own assets that pay you whether you work or not. 20 years from now, you could have complete financial independence. The journey requires patience, but the rewards are worth it. Freedom to spend time with your family. Freedom to walk away from a toxic job. Freedom to choose how you live instead of being forced by financial stress. This is the power of the passive path. It's not about gambling on luck or waiting for miracles. It's about building wealth through discipline, patience, and smart choices. So here's your challenge today. Pick one seed you can plant right now. Maybe it's starting your emergency fund with $50. Maybe it's calling your bank to set up automatic savings. Maybe it's opening a retirement account. The action doesn't have to be big. It just has to start today. Your future depends on the choices you make in the present. So make the choice to move forward. Don't wait for perfect conditions. Don't rush blindly. Follow the roadmap and stay consistent. If you found value in this message, take a moment to like this video. Subscribe to The Passive Path so you don't miss future lessons. And share in the comments what seed you're planting today. Together we can build a community focused on financial freedom, discipline, and prosperity. This is your moment to step onto the passive path